Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
This is a single on third base.
Hello, everybody.
Single on fish.
Good people. Welcome to the Odds Couple. We're just watching the Braves.
Stressful
What's going
situation.
on? What happened here? Did they score a run?
They scored one run, so it's 10-8. Fish is giving 1.5
Give
here.
it 1.5. Unbelievable. And they were up, what, 10-3?
No, but it was like 7-3, and then they scored some more. It's been going back and forth. But they were going into this inning, I believe they were up 10-5.
All right. We'll keep you posted. 10-8, Braves leading the Arizona Diamondbacks at this point. Welcome to the show, everybody. We got a big program for you here on this Thursday edition of the Odds Couple. We got
Single on fish.
NBA Finals are getting underway tonight. We got the Stanley Cup Final is underway with last night's Game 1, and it was a thriller. We got the Women's College World Series is underway. Game 1 last night, a thriller. We got the College World Series coming up this weekend. We got a bunch of stuff going on. The Belmont's coming up this weekend, and we give you winners here on this show.
It's true.
And we'll do that again today here with the Belmont. I'm Rob Fisher. Lang Whitaker is sitting next to me.
I thought
How
the
are
College
you, Lang?
World Series, I thought we still have one more regional round, don't we? It's super
We're in the
regionals.
regionals now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Our super regionals
Super
now.
regionals.
Yes,
And then
correct,
next
correct.
weekend's the actual World
We go to
Series.
Omaha.
This
Yeah.
weekend, though, I mean, we're in the middle of the Women's College World Series right now.
The actual
Texas,
championship.
Texas is up 1-0 in a best of 3.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah. So you got it all figured
Yeah,
out?
hold on. He just hit a pop fly.
Okay.
There's 2 outs.
All right. 2 outs. Good. Let's go. Come on.
Still 10-8.
Still 10-8. John Roser, how are you, sir?
Rob Fisher, I'm great.
Good. Good to see you again.
Great, good to see you again, too. Just different seats here,
That's right.
but yeah, same clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking sports.
You look just as good as you did earlier.
You
John.
do, too.
Thanks, buddy.
A couple guys talking sports.
That's right. CJ Hurt, one of those fellas as well. Hello, CJ. How are you?
I'm all right. How's it going?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah,
Let's get it going.
Feeling good today because there's a bunch of stuff going on. Bunch of stuff that maybe we don't talk about all the time, but a bunch of stuff's going on.
Like what?
Well, as I told you moments ago, Lang, when it comes to the Belmont today, what we do here on this show, it's called the Odds Couple. We handicap stuff and we pick stuff.
Yeah.
And we're on a good roll with like the Indy 500.
Just gave up a hit.
Are you serious?
10-9. 10-9.
Sake. All right, now I need him to tie it.
No, well, I don't want him to.
I do. I
want
don't care
this-
about your Braves.
Let's get
Tie
this
it.
damn thing over.
Come on,
That's why I don't
Diamondbacks,
bet
tie
on
the
the teams
score.
I like because of this.
This is terrible. So anyway, we're on a roll of hitting
Yeah.
winners, and one of the winners that we hit recently on Monday's edition of the Odds Couple, I gave you the Colorado Rockies.
That's right.
Which seemed insane at the time, right? Seemed stupid at the time. In fact, as of Monday early afternoon, FanDuel Sportsbook had tweeted out, since May 4th, Scotty Scheffler has the same amount of wins as the Colorado Rockies have. Ouch. That hurts. Well, then what did the Rockies do? They won Monday, got us the win. They won Tuesday. They won Wednesday. What? They sweep the Miami Marlins in 3 games. They were 9-50 going into the series. They're now a whopping 12-50 after the series with the Marlins. And after sweeping the Miami Marlins, the Colorado Rockies issued a tweet getting back at FanDuel. It was pretty good. It said, wins since June 2nd, Colorado Rockies 3, Scotty Scheffler 0.
Since June 2nd.
Since June
Monday.
2nd. Yeah, since Monday. That was the tweet.
I mean, I told you earlier,
There it is.
in the last 17 days, the Rockies and the Braves have won the same amount of games.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
You got 2 strikes, 2 outs.
yeah.
Oh, he almost got the called third strike.
The Rockies, meanwhile, had lost 22 straight series. 22 straight series. They hadn't had a sweep in 57 series played. Back in 2024 was when they had their last series sweep.
They just tied it up, and they're taking the lead.
Oh, for crying.
No, they're going to tie it up.
Tied it up. Diamondbacks tied it up. Good. Now I got a shot at my 1.5. So good. I'm glad it's this way.
Rob, I'm one of the owners of the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah. I'm a part owner of the Atlanta Braves as well.
Yeah, and I'm furious with this crap. Like, why do we keep like this is ridiculous?
It's baseball.
Ridiculous.
It's baseball. It's what happens in baseball.
Iglesias just keeps blowing save after save after save, and they brought the other day. They asked the manager Brian Snicker, who's been awful. They asked him, "Have you ever thought about making a change at closer?" He's like, "No, we're just gonna have him." Going to tighten some things up. Well, I mean, my man's getting killed. He gave up a run last night. He's given up what? Now he just gave up the lead today. Like this is just bad.
Bad Braves baseball right now. Could get a cheap ticket, as we were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah,
might go see a
I
game.
mean, at this point, they might have to pay me to go to a game because
it's not good. All right. Well, Lang's upset now on the show. Oh no! But this will cheer him up. He brought it up. The Women's College World Series is underway. Texas and Texas Tech. Go SEC. It just means more. Game one.
cheering for Texas Tech.
Game one was last night. Texas Tech has this pitcher who is just ridiculously amazing.
Stanford transfer.
Oh, they kept calling her the $1 Million Arm. So apparently she's a big NIL deal.
She got $1 million NIL to leave Stanford and come to
go
Texas
to Texas Tech.
Yeah, there's this story on this guy who used to play football at Texas Tech. He's the one funding all of Texas Tech's NIL stuff.
Oh, wow.
It's like they're going to have their football team's going to be $50 million this year.
Oh,
One
wow.
of 6 teams to have a $50 million football roster.
Wow. I'm assuming the others are in the SEC.
No, only one of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Texas is the only one in the SEC. The others are Ohio State,
Michigan.
Oregon, Miami, and Notre Dame. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then Texas Tech. Texas Tech's basketball team, they bring back Jacob Toppin, $4 million NIL. There's like some other big freshmen that they're bringing back too. Yeah, they're shelling out
Here
some
comes
money.
Texas
They had
Tech.
some oil guy, some guy like oil billionaire who used to play football at Texas Tech. He's funding all of this.
All right. Well, he gave the $1 million for
Yeah.
this pitcher for Texas Tech.
Greatest investment ever.
And she's on the mound last night, and she's rolling.
Iglesias just walked somebody. Can she pitch for the Braves?
She could pitch for the Braves.
I'll take her.
Put her at 78 feet, I think it is. Or not 78, it's 62 in baseball. It's a lot
Yeah.
shorter than that.
Yeah.
I think it's like 40 feet.
40 something.
Pop fly.
Anyway, she's rolling through the game, and they get to the bottom of the 6th inning. Texas is hitting. Bottom of the 6th inning, they're down 1-0. Or they're up. Well, Texas Tech is up 1-0. Texas is down 1-0. Second and third, 2 outs. She's trying to intentionally walk a batter, and she lays it out over the plate, and the girl drills it up the middle for a hit.
saw
2-run
that.
score.
So
They shut them down in
apparently
the
you can't-
7th. The game ends.
I thought like in baseball you can just walk somebody by you just say I just go on down
No,
to
you
first.
gotta throw it.
Yeah, no.
And she threw it over the plate, and the girl hit it, and there's your final 2-1. 4 hits for Texas, 3 of them coming in that bottom of that 6th inning as they beat Texas Tech. Texas leads 55-11 on the season. My goodness. Texas leads the series 1-0. Game 2 of the Women's College World Series would be tonight.
43 feet
43 feet.
is a mound to home plate in softball. 43 feet.
All right.
So yeah,
About 2/3 of the way.
I was talking to our GCM Luke, our GCM social. I was talking, GCM Luke. That's what we'll call him.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. At GCM Luke. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist, but try it if you want to add him. And he was saying, big baseball guy, big.
Do you know
Cardinals
Luke's
guy.
last name?
Yeah. Oh. Not Luke.
It's
Combs.
Skywalker.
Yeah. He was saying, he's like, the women are ahead of this, and this is how it should be as far as pitching. He said the men should be allowed to throw underhanded too. You would save arms. That girl pitches every game, and nothing's wrong with her.
Right.
And men,
It's because she throws underhand.
Because the
Yeah.
natural throwing position is underhand.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's why we would save so many injuries in baseball if they pitched underhanded rather than overhand. Baseball should pitch underhand. I know Fish hates this.
I don't know. I wonder if you could.
I just don't know how you could even do
I don't
that.
even know if you could throw a baseball
underhand.
60 feet underhand.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
And have
by-
control of it?
It had to be like a ephus pitch or something to get 60 feet.
Well, then move in.
Yeah, but then you get murdered if somebody hit the ball because those guys hit it pretty hard. You'd
Yeah.
be so close.
Well, maybe you use a softball.
Yeah.
Or a giant.
Wait a second. Maybe
baseball.
we just turn baseball into softball.
I think that's what Roser's trying to do.
That might not be a bad idea. It might not be a bad idea.
My son had
Baseball
soccer
and softball.
practice recently, and they were having fast pitch softball practice there, and all I could do was watch and just want to go get some cuts.
I once had to stand in against a softball player, and I was terrified because I thought they put me in there basically to embarrass me.
Yeah.
And I hit a line drive right back at her head. and at first I looked at her and went, yeah! And then I was like, are you okay?
Oh, my gosh.
Speaking of College World Series.
Wait, are they alive? Is she alive?
Yeah, she's fine.
Oh, okay.
It didn't
All
hit
right.
her. Didn't hit her. It went right by. College World Series Super Regionals get underway on Friday. Let's take a look at the futures for the College World Series as it gets underway this Friday. There are the futures. LSU Tigers, the favorite at plus 310. Arkansas at plus 380. Tennessee plus 650. 3 SEC teams are the 3 favorites. There were 13 SEC teams that were in the regionals, and there are only 4 that are left.
Yeah.
And 3 of them are the 3 favorites. Auburn at plus 1,400, down just a little bit as well. North Carolina, the first non-SEC team, at plus 650. I can't believe Tennessee's that high with the
Isn't
up and down
Murray State
season they had.
in this?
Yeah, Murray State's in it too.
There's
I
off the
didn't put
board.
all. I didn't
Yeah.
put all the teams in there.
Oh, you give Murray State no chance.
No.
Hear that, Ja? Fish is sleeping. He's sleeping on the racers.
It's not me, Roser. It's the odds makers.
Oh.
Give them no chance. Not me.
Well, you didn't even want to put him on the screen.
Well, because it was too big.
Go Vols, go Hogs.
Go Vols.
After that, go
Hogs.
Knowles.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you
I like
interested
Coastal.
in the College
Yeah,
World
I'm
Series?
cheering for Coastal Carolina.
By the way, I did look into this because Manny Ramirez's kid was supposed to go to Tennessee. He got drafted by the Angels and never went. Yeah. Lucas Ramirez, I believe is his name. Yeah.
Tennessee is kind of a
They seem like cool. Like they're cool.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
I was gonna say douchey. That's where I was gonna go.
Okay.
All right.
Starting with their head coach.
Cool, douchey.
Although, I mean, give the head coach probably deserves some credit because, like, we talked about how hard it is to win
Yeah.
in college baseball, and they've now gone back-to-back College World Series.
They won it all last year.
Yeah.
The Vols did.
he's
and this year, when they
say,
went into it,
he's
you
no
say,
Skip
douchey,
Bertman.
what you are doing, because they are like the cool program. Like they
Yeah.
talk ish, they got
Yes.
swag.
Yes.
You are basically just calling teenagers douchey, which you're probably accurate about.
Yeah.
You're probably
absolutely.
right.
Well, and baseball players just are generally. So
Yeah, baseball players are generally pricks.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. As
Baseball-
my wife likes to say to me sometimes, "Stop being a baseball player."
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, baseball players and golfers.
Yeah.
Because they're individual sports. Like
Yeah.
yeah. Baseball, you're on a team, but it's you and the pitcher. It's one-on-one.
Right.
Yeah.
You like the College World Series?
Sure.
Interested? Going to bet on it?
No.
No. All right. I am. I'll be betting on it.
Are the Rockies playing in
I
it?
bet on Texas last night, by the way, in the Women's College World Series.
Okay.
So
Are the Rockies playing in the College World Series?
No.
Then I don't know who to bet against.
You don't know who to
But
bet
the Rockies won a couple from the Marlins, as we discussed earlier.
That's true. That's true. They did.
which means they're bound to lose about 7 in a row now.
Oh, 700 in a row.
Yeah. If they're on pace, that's about the pace they're at. All right, NBA, the finals get underway tonight. But first, the big news out of the NBA this week was Tom Thibodeau.
Braves lost.
Braves lost? Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh. Tibbs got relieved of his duties. Thibodeau. How about that? That's nice. 226 and 174 was his record. 4 playoffs in 5 years. 2021 Coach of the Year. 2025 first Eastern Conference Final for the Knicks in 25 years. Back-to-back 50-plus win seasons for Tom Thibodeau. He is gone. How about this list of the last 14 coaches for the New York Knicks? It is a list of who did they hire. Holy crap. I mean, going back to
Look, the best one was Mike Woodson.
Mike Woodson was the
He
best
got him to
one.
the playoffs.
He finished 30 over
Yeah.
500. But Derek Fisher, what a disaster that was. Hornacek was a disaster. Fizdale was a disaster.
Derek Fisher was when Phil Jackson hired Derek Fisher.
Yeah.
And he almost hired my podcast co-host at the time to be the coach, Rick Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had Rick Fox, like he was in talks with Rick, and then he went with Derek Fisher instead, and that didn't really work out.
No.
The one thing I'll say about the Knicks, having lived in New York for so long, was that time and time again, the Knicks would mortgage their future to try to be good in the present. Every single time they trade picks, they trade young guys. Let's get some veteran guys. Let's figure it out. And every single time it didn't work out. And you would think at some point they would learn and be like, all right, you know what? We're going to step back for a year or two, try to accumulate picks. They just did it again this last year, trading 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, trading Julius Randle for Cat. And now they're stuck and they can't do anything. The only thing they can do is fire Tom Thibodeau because you can't really trade any of those other guys. They don't have picks left to do anything else. They're in the same situation they've been in forever. Maybe they're a little better now than they were, but like I don't know how else you make this roster.
Don't you feel like
better.
they've hit a ceiling?
Yes. I think I said it on our Monday show. Like I think the season they had this year is as good as they can be with a 5'10" lead scorer who doesn't play defense. Like I've always thought NBA teams like those little guys are great, but they can't be your main player. And I think I don't know if the Knicks can get better than this. I don't think they can.
Yeah, they would have to. As I was saying earlier, I think there's an easy Cat for Durant trade. Now I don't know how much better that makes the Knicks, but it
makes them worse defensively.
But
they were scoring 130 a game against the Celtics, but they couldn't stop anybody.
Yeah, the Knicks, as long as you have Towns and Brunson, you're going to be bad defensive, or you're not going to be bad, but you're going to have
Holes.
2 minus defenders on the court.
There's going to be teams are going to be able to target things. It's just, to me, that trade would be more about it because Phoenix has said they want a center. They want to get a center, and to me, that would be more about the Knicks getting off of the remaining years on Towns' contract. But again, they don't have picks.
Towns in the
so the only way they get better is they have to probably trade Towns or Bridges or Anunoby or something.
You seen Towns' contract?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's
I think 3 years from now, it's $60 million.
Yeah, $61 million is the final year. It's a team option for $61 million, or player option for $61 million. Yeah.
I wonder if he'll pick that up.
Yeah. There's no way he's out.
Which is why they're going to try to get off that contract. This is why Minnesota went ahead and got rid of him. They knew they paid him and they traded him. We're not going to want to pay that deal.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk some NBA, more NBA, and the NBA Finals coming up in our next segment as the Oklahoma City Thunder will host the Indiana Pacers tonight in Game 1. NHL Stanley Cup Final.
Hey, how about my Oilers?
Got underway last night. Edmonton Oilers in Edmonton to take on the Florida Panthers. Edmonton gets the win in Game 1, 4-3, and they did it in overtime. It was a thriller. Edmonton got on the board early, then Florida came back, and Edmonton was playing from behind the rest of the night, and then they get into overtime, and Leon Draisaitl gets his second goal of the game, and as he lights the lamp, and the Edmonton Oilers win it 4-3. Good start for the Edmonton Oilers in this series against Florida.
Bad start to the game. They were down. I got home and turned on. It was 3-1 in the second, and I'm like, oh no, this is a disaster for the Oilers. But they scored right away and made it 3-2.
Yeah.
And then they just stuck with it and made the comeback. So maybe, hopefully, now that things are going their way. But yeah,
Florida's so good.
I know. So if you got to win your home games, right? So Edmonton held serve at least in Game 1.
Yeah. So. CJ, did you watch? Did you watch your Panthers?
Yeah, man, it was disappointing. A disappointing result, especially like Lang said, being up 3-1 in the second period. That's not a game that the Panthers lose. I forget the stat. I think they were something like under this coach 30-something-0 when they had a lead going into the second period or a lead at the end of the second period. They just don't typically blow those, and tip of the cap, or I don't know what tip of the cap is. The equivalent to it is in hockey, a pat of the stick. I don't know, but hats off to the Oilers. Well, hats off to the Oilers for going out there and getting that done. It was at home, so it's a bit easier to do that as opposed to being on the road. But to Lang's point, you got to win your home games if you're the Oilers that got Game 1. While it was a disappointing result, saw some real encouraging things. They played the hockey game the way that the Panthers typically play it. They're fast, they're physical, they get up, they are a threat to score with every single line. They are truly tremendous. And I would expect that to shine through in Game 2 and going forward for the rest of the series.
And you can't put Edmonton on the power play. You just can't. They're so good offensively to begin with, and then you put them on a power play, and they're just electric with McDavid and Draisaitl and the guys that they have out there. So
I was doing some Connor McDavid research today, Have you seen the video, the Architectural Digest tour of his home?
No.
He lives like a Bond villain in Edmonton. There's this house. And he was like, oh, look at the view. And it's just a field. He's like, the river's over there. And you can't see the water at all. There's a dog park outside the place. But the house is just all like fireplaces. And it's all black. It's so weird. It looks like the place in Fortnite that you have to go, the lair, the villain's lair you go into in Fortnite. That's where Connor McDavid lives. It's a fun video.
Have to check that out. All right, let's take a break. We'll take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, a couple of big events going on. The NBA Finals, which get underway tonight, and the Belmont Stakes, which is Saturday. We'll give you the winners for that as well. It's all ahead here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
With a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go.
Javon Evans might be the John Morant of the WWE. You asked me how do I say that? It's because Javon Evans is electrifying. He is viral. He does things you've never seen before. The most athletic guy you've never ever seen in the wrestling world. He reminds me of John in wrestling ring. So Javon Evans, I'm proclaiming you on this day the John Morant of the WWE.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
The other thing that came out this week that we were talking about innovation and Nike and all that. They dropped these $900 hyper boots that
900.
I mean, they're a recovery shoe apparently that you wear after sports, whatever.
Who's buying it? Because all the athletes that we see, they're gonna get seated this. So who's gonna actually pay $900 for this?
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody.
Sing y'all.
It's the Odds Couple Thursday edition of the large program here in week 41. Week 41, that's right. Only 11 more weeks until week 0 of the college football season. Looking forward to that. We got some football news, by the way. Aaron Rodgers has decided to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers on a one-year deal. The four-time NFL MVP will go to Pittsburgh, which was expected by everyone. And now Pittsburgh has a quarterback.
Allegedly.
Yeah, what do you think?
At least they got Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Is this exciting?
Yeah, I mean, what, like, if I will say, like, if they can block for him, he's better. Is he better than Russell Wilson? Is he better than Justin Fields? He's better than Justin Fields.
I don't know. I don't think he is.
Yeah, he can't move. Like, he can't move
Justin
anymore.
Fields can at least
like,
run for his life.
That was always a part of Rodgers' like sneaky ability. Was like his ability. Like Rodgers could roll out of the pocket and just put the ball wherever he wants it to go.
Although it felt like every season at the end of the year he had a strained hamstring and he's always like sliding in, limping around.
He's better what the Steelers have. What do the Steelers have now?
He is
Pickett?
Yeah, I mean, he's better than Mason Rudolph. Yeah.
Mason Rudolph, that's right.
No. Yeah. So,
although, you know who it hurts is the Falcons because now that's one less team to trade Kirk Cousins to.
And they got DK Metcalf now. If the Steelers are the same team as they were last year, and so you just take out Russell Wilson and Justin Fields and put in Aaron Rodgers now, are they better? Does that make them better than last year? They fell apart at the end of the year.
Yeah. I guess.
This is where we're at in Aaron Rodgers' career, which is at the very end where we're like.
How old is he now? 40 something?
sure?
Sure, all right.
41 years old.
Yeah.
Turns 42 during the season, 40 December.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck. Good luck to Aaron Rodgers. We wish him the best in Pittsburgh with the Steelers. All right. The NBA Finals get underway tonight in Oklahoma City as the Thunder will host the Indiana Pacers. Oklahoma City getting here and hosting with the best record in all of the NBA. As you see the playoff bracket, see how the teams got to this final. And Indiana Pacers, the more surprising team. But no buts about it. Indiana's the more surprising team, and Oklahoma's heavy favorite in this series against the Indiana Pacers as well. Lang, how do you view this series? Long, short, what?
I don't know. I really don't. I thought a lot about it. I wrote about it for tomorrow's, or it's coming out today, the Grind City Media newsletter. The one thought I have is if you have to find a team to compete with the Thunder, a team that can play at that pace, that can play physical, a team that has depth, the Pacers are a pretty good matchup from that standpoint. During the season, it wasn't that good. The Thunder blew them out. But I feel like of all the options that were out there, this is probably the best one to give you a competitive final series. I don't really care who wins. I know I come on here and talk about how the Thunder play unethical basketball, which is true. But I just kind of want it to be entertaining and a good series, and I think the Pacers probably give you the best option for that. So I'm hopeful.
Yeah. What would you pick if you have to pick?
I'd go Thunder in probably 6, maybe 5.
Yeah. I'm going Thunder in 5. Roser?
Thunder in 5. I went through numbers today on it. There's never been a team that is as bad defensively as Indiana, who's won the championship. They're 9th in defensive rating in these playoffs, whereas Oklahoma City, they are 2nd in offensive rating in the playoffs. They are they're 3rd in offensive rating in the playoffs and 1st in defensive rating in the playoffs, and only 5 teams since 2000 have been top 3 in offensive and defensive efficiency in the playoffs. And it has been the 2001 Lakers, the 2014 Spurs, the 2015, 17, and 18 Warriors. And Oklahoma City is one of them. Like, what they've done this whole year has been, they've been historically great. And I'd like to see Indiana get there. I'm not saying some of these, even in a 5-game series, I'm not saying some of these games won't be competitive. Like, I could see there being some really competitive games, but even if you want to give Indiana 2, there's no way I get, without an injury happening, that I can get to Indiana winning 4.
Yeah.
You know?
That's my problem. It seems that every time I think about what Indiana does well, I feel like Oklahoma City does better. And so it's hard for me to come up with a way that Indiana can win this series. I told you earlier, unless Indiana can keep some games close and Oklahoma City's put in pressure, high leverage situations that they haven't really had to encounter all season. In the one time they did against Denver, they lost that game to the Nuggets game 1 in that series. So I'd like to see it be close and see what Oklahoma City can do down the stretch of these games if they are tight, but I don't expect it to happen. I expect Oklahoma City to roll like they've been rolling all season long, and there won't be games that are close.
Yeah. The one thing that Pacers have going for him is Rick Carlisle, I think.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a good coach. I was actually thinking about, like, teams from the last 2 decades that kind of came out of nowhere and surprised people in the finals, and one of the first ones that came to mind was the 2011 Dallas Mavericks, coached by Rick Carlisle.
Yeah.
When they came back and came out and beat the Heat, and nobody saw that coming.
Right. So. All right. CJ?
He'll have his job cut out for him, but like Rick Carlisle has done it before. Everything, I'm with you, Rob. Everything that the Pacers do well, when I stop and think about it, the Thunder not only do better, but the Thunder are pretty good at stopping it as well. So I would say Thunder in 5, like Lang. And I think we get 2 close games, 3. We get 3 close games because the Pacers will win one that's close. and then 2 blowouts. That's what I think. This Thunder's team is just so very good defensively, and we've seen, oddly enough, this Pacers team struggle not on the road but at home. All right, Tyrese Halliburton is a different player this postseason run at home for whatever reason, so they can't even lean on, hey, all we got to do is get this first game, and then we get it to go back home, and we'll be in good shape. I think that the issue that Jalen Williams will present on the defensive side of the ball for the Pacers, somebody who you can say, all right, we'll go small now. We'll throw out one of Chet or another big with Jalen Williams and then have him guard Pascal Siakam. Pascal won't get those snowbird layups that he gets in transition where he's just beating bigs down, up and down the court. Jalen Williams will be running with them, and if he does get down the court, Chet is a really good rim-to-rim player as well. I don't think the Pacers will be able to feast like they did against the Knicks and some of these other teams on the fast breaks. The Pacers were getting the ball out of the net. An opponent was making the shot. The Knicks would make the shot. The Pacers would get the ball, take it out of bounds, and still beat everybody from the Knicks down the court, right? Like, that's not happening against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
No, it's not. And that's why I think what the Pacers do well, the Thunder do better. I think the big key player for Indiana in this series is Miles Turner. He's got to be a lot better than he was in the regular season against Oklahoma City. He can't average 3 rebounds. He's going to have to attack the boards and going to have to be a monster on the boards and have to score as well.
He can't, dude. That's like asking him to play point guard, too. Like, it's just something he doesn't do, you know?
Well, they're going to need him to.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
So it's all reaching, trying to get to a Pacers win.
But it's also him, like, he plays like Jaren. He's on the three-point line all the time, so it's hard for him to get rebounds, you know?
Yeah.
So.
All right, we got double dose of nuggets today. How about that? Double dose of nuggets today. First, we're going to do NBA nuggets. Since we just talked about the finals, we got some NBA nuggets for you. All right, we're going to run through those first. The most finals in NBA history. LeBron James has 10, Sam Jones has 11, Bill Russell 12, and referee Scott Foster has 18.
How about that?
Refereeing in his 18th NBA Finals.
Shout out Scott
Congratulations,
Foster.
Scott Foster. That's right. Since January 1st, the start of 2025, the Thunder had a 53-13 record. The Pacers, a 46-18 record. The teams with the 2 best records in 2025 are going head-to-head in the NBA Finals. How about that? I don't think people realized how good the Pacers were in the second half of the season. It extends all the way back to January.
Their month of January they had a top 5 offense and defense in January. They were,
Yeah, really good. All right, Indiana's Pascal Siakam and Oklahoma City's Isaiah Hartenstein are both former NBA G League Finals MVPs. How about that? Siakam in 2017 with the Raptors 905, and Hartenstein in 2019 with the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. Yeah.
Caruso played in the G League too, right?
damn
He
Vipers.
did. Yeah. Caruso did play in the G League. Was not an MVP, however.
There's a picture of him and Daignault together for the Oklahoma City Blue.
For the Blue. Yeah.
I remember seeing Caruso here with he played with the South Bay Lakers. Just a guy.
Just a guy.
Never and nobody. I mean, just he didn't. Sometimes you forget like the guys who are awesome in the G League. It's like they aren't necessarily. The NBA isn't looking for you to be awesome. Every now and then you do get Pascal Siakam, but Siakam was like a first-round pick. But most of these teams are looking for role guys into the bench guys, glue guys. And so you forget, like, the guys who score all the points in the G League. That's not necessarily what the NBA wants you for. They don't want you to come up and try to score a bunch of points. They want you to do the little things, and Caruso always did that.
Yeah. Doing the little things in the NBA as
He's
well.
got a chance to win his second title.
Yeah. How about that? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to become the first player to win an NBA title and an NBA scoring title in the same season since the Lakers' Shaquille O'Neal did it in 1999 and 2000. Since the 16-team playoff format began with the 1983-1984 season, only one team seated lower than third has won an NBA championship. That's the 1994-95 Rockets, who were sixth. The Pacers, of course, are the 4 seed. So no one lower than 3 other than that Rockets team. The average age of the Oklahoma City players is 25.6 years old. The Thunder are the second youngest team in the last 70 years to make the NBA Finals, only behind Bill Walton in the 1976-77 Portland Trailblazers.
Wow.
How about that? And Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle, who we talk about, a heck of a basketball coach. He has a chance to become the 4th head coach to win an NBA championship with 2 different franchises, joining Alex Hannum, Phil Jackson, and Pat Riley.
I read.
That's it.
I read Bill Walton's book, his memoir, a couple of years ago that came out, and he talked about the year he played on the Celtics, like 85, 86, somewhere back there. Rick Carlisle was a rookie on the Celtics, and Larry Bird did a deal with some local restaurant near the arena. He did a commercial for it, and in return, anybody on the team could eat free there during the season. And Carlisle was a rookie, so he would go eat there every single night. And every single night, he would order chicken teriyaki, 7 nights a week. So the whole team just called Rick Carlisle Chicken Teriyaki.
That's nice.
Old chicken teriyaki
Old
Carlisle.
chicken teriyaki. Maybe I'll call him that after he
yells at you and me, like he did that one
after he
time.
made me feel like a 4-year-old. But then he was really nice to me afterwards.
Yeah.
So shout out to Rick Carlisle. All right, the Belmont Stakes is this weekend, the 2025 Belmont Stakes, Saturday at 6:04 p.m. at Saratoga Racecourse on Fox. The Belmont is the oldest Triple Crown race, first run in 1867, predating the Derby and the Preakness Stakes. How about that? Yeah. 21 editions of the Belmont Stakes have been won by a horse whose name begins with the letter C. The letter S ranks second with 19 winners. No Belmont winner's name has ever started with the letters X or Y. We have a C, however, in Crudo, the 5-horse. Crudo, the 5-horse, and we have an S with Sovereignty.
Yeah.
The Kentucky Derby winner is in this race as
Who
well.
sat out the Preakness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2002, Sarava. You remember Sarava?
Oh, yeah.
Gave bettors the biggest win payout in the history of the Belmont at odds of 70.25 to 1. His 2002 win earned bettors $142.50 for every $2 bet. And historically, the betting favorite has won the Belmont Stakes 43% of the time. And 4 of the last 6 have featured the winning favorites as well. All right, it's time now to give you some picks for the Belmont Stakes. As we look down the list of the 8 horses, there are a couple that you can throw out. We're going to throw out Heart of Honor, and we're going to throw out Uncaged. Those 2 are out at 30 to 1. They both should be out. I'm not going to throw anyone else out. Hill Road, the 1 horse, is a little bit of a closer. Slow pace could work against him, however. Sovereignty, you have Sovereignty who won the Kentucky Derby and rallied from 16th in that race. Great closer, but will the pace be slower? Rodriguez got scratched from the Derby because of a foot injury. Biggest threat of the speed horses and will fight for the pace. The trainer's Bob Baffert. The jockey is Mike Smith, 2 Hall of Famers there. The 5-horse Crudo, Todd Pletcher horse, John Velasquez is the jockey on that horse. Has wire-to-wire possibility. However, this is his grade 1 debut, so not much expected. But if the horse can get out in front, could have that possibility of going wire to wire. Baeza is the 6-horse at 4 to 1, 3rd in the Kentucky Derby, 2nd in the Santa Anita Derby, could be close to the pace as well. And then Journalism, the 8 to 5 favorite, 2nd in the Derby, won the Preakness, won 5 of 6 races, 1 of 5 of the last 6 races, top speed in the field, most consistent horse. The first horse to be favored in all 3 Triple Crown races since Justify in 2018.
Good old Justin.
Journalism's too good of a horse. That's the problem with the Belmont Stakes and betting the Belmont Stakes. I mean, you're getting Journalism at 8 to 5. You're not going to win a lot there, but Journalism is the best horse. Journalism is going to win the race. But I'll go ahead and give you the top 4 finishers.
Let's go.
I got a trifecta.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I got Journalism, Baeza, the 6-horse, Rodriguez, the 3-horse, and Sovereignty comes in 4th. The 2-horse, the Kentucky Derby winner. So 7-6-3-2, 7-6-3-2. If you want to take a long shot, like I said, Crudo, a wire-to-wire sort of possibility at 15 to 1 might be your best long shot there. I like Rodriguez. I liked Rodriguez going into the Kentucky Derby before the injury, but coming off the injury and really a small number at 6 to 1, not really a huge long shot there. So I'll go with Crudo is the long shot at 15 to 1. Lang,
I'm gonna go Journalism number 1, I'm going to go, that's the win. For the place, I'm going to go with sovereignty.
Okay.
Because we talked about the S and the C rule.
Yeah.
So for the show, I'll go with Crudo.
Yeah.
That gets you the S and the C in your top 3. And then for my 4th place long shot, I'll go Baeza.
Baeza. Okay. So you
So
are
sob-
going.
so
you're
journalism,
putting Crudo
sovereignty,
in instead
Crudo.
of Rodriguez, which
Yeah, because you got to get an S and a C.
Yeah, that's true. You got to get them both in. All right, there you go. Your Belmont
You know,
Stakes
you know
breakdown.
what that is? Getting the S and the C in there. That's an example of journalism.
Oh, see what he just did? See what he did there? It all ties back. Go journalism, best horse in the field. All right, we'll take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we got a top 5 today. That's kind of interesting, I think. We got that for you. Also, we'll tell you what's coming up this week, and including the NBA Finals, which gets started tonight, in the College World Series. The Super Regionals get underway tomorrow. We'll get to all of that when we come back, and free picks here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Are you ready? Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
For Jaren Jackson Jr. in 7 years to have the following resume is very impressive. Second team all defense this year. He's a 2-time All-Star. He's a 2-time first team all defense, 2-time leader in blocks, made the all rookie first team back in his first year in the league.
You left off Defensive Player of the Year.
And Defensive Player of the Year.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
CP the franchise. Do we hate the Pacers?
Of course. I hate Halliburton. I hate Reggie. I hate the Pacers. I hope.
Yeah, where does Halliburton rank?
Is he
Where's he ranked?
Yeah, is there potential for him to be more hated than Reggie by the end of this series?
If you start flipping
Yes.
y'all off, for sure.
Yes. Well, first of all, they're built the same. They damn near look the same. You know what I mean? He's like reincarnated Reggie Miller.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, that's right as I was walking by. My bad.
Yeah, welcome back to the
Double
program.
on fish.
Welcome to the program. Welcome back to the program. We got coming up. We got a UFL update, right? CJ, big week. Big week playoffs this week, right?
Championship weekend, baby.
All right, championship weekend this weekend in the UFL. Also, we got the NBA playoffs starting tonight. The finals starting tonight. Stanley Cup Final got underway last night. College World Series Super Regionals get underway tomorrow. We got free picks. All of that coming up here before we get out of here. Our top 5 today. I thought of this because it's number 1 on my list. It didn't make anybody else's list, but it's number 1 on my list. I think the hardest championship to win in all of sports is the College World Series because of the grind you have to go through just to get to Omaha and then to win there. It's unbelievable. So it's our 5 hardest titles to win. 5 hardest titles to win.
All right.
Number 5 on my list is the NCAA men's basketball tournament, the March Madness. Number 4 is the U.S. Amateur. U.S. Amateur is a lot like the College World Series and what it takes to qualify locally, and then to qualify, and then you're playing stroke play and you're playing match play, and it's insane what you have to do to win the U.S. Amateur. I'll go with the Stanley Cup number 3 just because of the blood and the guts and the tears and the work that those guys put in from the moment they're children just to hoist Lord Stanley's Cup, the most coveted trophy in all of sports. Number 2, I'll go with the Super Bowl. I think the NFL only because attrition. To get through a season healthy enough to win a Super Bowl makes it so difficult in the National Football League. And then number 1, I'm going with the College World Series. I think it's the hardest championship to win in sports.
What do you mean the Stanley Cup? They like bleed as children. You said.
Yeah.
Did the other sports people don't play as children?
They play as children, but they're not focused on winning the trophy.
Okay.
They're focused on just playing.
All right.
Hockey, it's about the trophy.
If you say so.
It's about the love of the game.
Damn right it is.
It's about the hard work. It's the
Lord
sweat,
Stanley's Cup.
the tears, the blood.
Everybody knows that.
I don't think the Super Bowl's that hard.
You don't think the Super Bowl's that hard?
How many do the Falcons have?
If Bill Belichick did it that many times, how hard can it be?
Ask Jordan Hudson.
Boom. All right. My top 5 list here. I went with the spelling bee, the Scripps Howard spelling bee at number 5.
I think it's a really good one.
Although if you go back and watch Jessica Benson's show last Friday, I spelled correctly the championship winning word.
That a boy.
All right, cool.
Number
nerd.
4, number 4, Miss America.
All right, nerd.
The Miss America pageant. You know, you got to be able to sing. You got to be able to wear a bikini. You got to have a talent.
You got to be born with breasts.
You got to have like a lot of stuff going for you.
You got to be able to deal with your crazy parents.
It's well-rounded. You got to be well-rounded.
Pageant parents are nuts.
You got to be able to answer questions. You got to be able to think on your feet. It's
That
tough.
one's terrible.
So Miss America number 4, the EGOT, because not only do you have to win basically the championship of Broadway, the Emmy, you have to win the championship of the music industry, the Grammy, the championship of the movies, the Oscar. Wait, Emmy's television, Tony's the Broadway. So you have to win the championship of like 4 different industries.
Okay, do you get if you've won all 4 of those? Do you get like something that says you won all 4?
No, it's
well,
another.
then that's not a championship, my man.
It is to me.
It's not a championship. You don't get something for winning all 4 of them. Then it's not a title. Do they give you a medallion? Do they give you something for that, or they just say, "Hey, you won all 4 of them"?
You just win all 4.
Okay.
And then we got the SEC championship. It's just heavyweights going after each other.
Like Vanderbilt, Mississippi State.
They're not going to win the SEC championship. Got to be the best teams. And the Triple Crown, because especially now, the races are so close together. The horses don't do it, and it's so rare that it happens.
Only 13.
Only 13 ever.
And you do get a trophy for that. If you win all 3, they give you a trophy.
I don't think you do.
There's a Triple Crown trophy.
I don't think there is.
Literally, you can Google it.
Google it.
Or ChatGPT it or Grok it. ChatGPT's down. I asked Grok the most difficult sports championship to win, and they say it is. Grok says it is subjective, obviously, but they say based on the available data and analysis, the Stanley Cup is often the one cited as the toughest to win. Yeah.
I saw you tweet something about AI this morning and how smart it's getting, and I thought
AI already said that the Thunder won the title.
Yeah, but you're part of the reason it's become so smart.
Oh yeah, it's me. It's not the people that are
You've been
building
feeding
it and designing
No, you're part of it.
Yeah.
I said you've like been feeding information to it.
Yeah, I do think one of the bigger news stories that kind of went under appreciated, or people didn't talk about as much is like when you Argenter, you always think when you want to look something up, you Google it, right?
Google it.
Google the percentage of people that are Googling. That percentage has been slowly dropping. They still dominate, but that number's been dropping because more people are using ChatGPT and Grok. AI.
My wife texted me something the other day about vacation plans for the next 6 months, and she just ChatGPT'd it.
Yeah.
She was like, "What would it cost to go this place, that place, the other place?" And it gave us all the different options. Although I still think there's probably a human way of finding a better answer than what it gave us, but it was fast, you know. Anyway.
Yep.
Interesting.
AI. Take over.
All right, CJ.
Honorable mention to the Little League World Series. To get there,
That's
you
a
have
good
to be
one,
the
too.
best in your ballpark, right? And then you have to play everybody else's best in their ballparks in your district. You have to win your district, and then your district has to play everybody else's district's best in your state. And then if you win your state, you have to play everybody else's best.
But you get to
in
take
the
players
region.
off those teams.
No, you don't.
Yeah, some level you do.
No, you don't.
Becomes
You
like an
don't.
all-star team.
Well, I think the hardest
the
part.
all-star part is in your ballpark. You get your ballpark's all-stars against everybody
So it is
else's
an all-star
all-stars.
team.
Yes, but not ever. You don't get if you beat the district, you don't then say, all right, we won district. Now let's grab everybody
Also,
else's
you don't
all-star
have to
from
play the
district.
world. You only play the United States until you get to the final game.
But to get to that point, you have to beat everybody's best in your region as a state, and then you have to beat all the other region's best team.
I'm with.
And then you have to beat the best team in the world.
I think you're also forgetting that if you have to play one of the teams from like the Dominican or something like that,
But I'm
I
saying
think you are forgetting that's very difficult to beat those teams because you know
but you don't have to play them until the championship
right,
game.
but then you have to beat them, and you know they're lying on their birth certificate. You know you're playing against kids that are like 4 years older than you.
Yeah, Danny Almonte.
Yeah, it's a tough thing.
All right, so we'll get
Lying
started.
on the birth certificate.
Number 5 for me is Mortal Kombat Grand Champion.
I like this.
Going through there, having to not just beat everybody once, but you have to beat them a whole bunch of times to defend your realm. I've never done it. I look up to everybody who has. Pokemon Championship, specifically Pokemon Blue Red, because you don't know what's happening at the end of this. I don't know if you've ever played Pokemon Blue or Red, but you get to the Elite Four, you beat the final guy who's a dragon trainer, and nobody in the game has that many damn dragons. You beat him, finally like, yes, I won, let's get it, and then your rival shows up like, there's one more battle. You have to beat me, and you don't even have a chance to use your healing potions or your max revive. So you're just out there with this battered and bruised Pokemon lineup doing your best to fight him. Champions League, because it's the best soccer in the world, is everybody's best club teams. That's very, very difficult. I will go, did I pick WNBA? No, that is the Mike Tyson Punch-Out. That is that championship. Although I don't think it's WNBA. Yeah, I didn't spell that wrong. I didn't send it wrong. That is not what it is. But whatever that is.
WVBA.
WVBA, the World Video Boxing Association Championship.
Because I was actually thinking Mike Tyson's Punch-Out when you mentioned Pokemon.
That anybody who's ever beat that has an you got an incredible story about beating that. And I am captivated every single time because I couldn't get past the third dude. Incredible stuff to do.
Joe?
Yes, and then what was the last one for me? I don't remember. March Madness, because there's just so many teams in there. And you have to be good every single game. And if you're not at least good, you open yourself up to getting upset. You have to be good, and in some games, you have to be special. And if you can't be special enough, you get knocked out.
And you got to do it 2 and 3 days.
Yeah.
Each week. All right, Roser.
I would probably change some stuff on mine just to be different. So I'll mention an honorable mention at the end. But we'll go Stanley Cup, Spelling Bee. I'm putting the Masters on here, and the reason I go the Masters over like the British Open and the U.S. Open and the PGA is it's a smaller field. You can't, not just anybody can get into the field at the Masters. Like we could qualify to play in the British Open or the U.S. Open. Like we could go out and qualify and get in one of those tournaments. The Masters, those tournaments, the PGA, the U.S. Open, and the British, about 156 golfers in the field. The Masters, it's between 90 and 100. Like, it is just insanely difficult to get into the Masters, so that's why I say...
Also, all those other ones you mentioned change courses every year.
They change courses. Augusta stays the same course, and you see guys still have nightmares with it all the time. The Triple Crown, I think, because as Link said, there's so few of them. And I'm going to go with the Nathan's Hot Dog International Hot Dog Eating Competition. And the reason is because... How long has it been going on and there's only like 2 people that win it? Seems really, it's the Joey guy who...
Kobayashi and Chestnut.
And they didn't let Chestnut do it this last year, so somebody else ended up winning it. But we hear about it every year and it's always like the same 2 people that win it. So it's insanely difficult. I'm going to give an honorable mention to the World Series of Poker winner because that seems just grueling to sit there because... Poker's it's mental. It is all mental, and you're playing a mind game against people at the table the entire time, and it just seems draining afterwards.
Shout out
to Danny Marcus.
I was about to say,
Daniel Marcus
Daniel
won
Marcus.
over $380,000 on the World Poker Tour down in Hollywood, Florida, at the Hard Rock.
How about that?
Yeah.
Former Memphis Hustle GM.
Former Memphis Hustle GM, I think he might still scout for the Grizz. I think he still does some scouting for us, but
He's scouting those casinos.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, good list, everybody. This weekend is another big weekend. I mean, my goodness, all the things we have going on are just, it's incredible. We got championships all over the place, including in football. The UFL championship. The season is over. The standings are set. The playoffs are set, and it gets underway this weekend in the UFL. CJ, we knew the matchups. Birmingham, Michigan. We knew the matchup, St. Louis, D.C. We know it's going to be played in St. Louis. We know it's going to be played. Where's the other one? Birmingham?
Yes, sir.
It's going to be played in Birmingham. So the teams that deserved the home field are actually getting the home field. So it didn't matter.
It worked out for them when it was all said and done. Yeah, and we knew it was coming to this. We knew this was going to be the case 3 weeks ago. Everybody, I think, clinched. But we knew this was going to be the case, I think, 5 games into the season, that these were the 4 best teams in the UFL. We'll get started with the Defenders plus the 2 against the Battlehawks. Over-under, and that is 46.5. Jordan Tiamu is second in total passing yards. He's the leader in passing yards per game, and he is a problem for opponents, and he's a starting quarterback for the Defenders. The Battlehawks are going to have their work cut out for them trying to slow him down. Battlehawks, though, they do lead the UFL in rushing yards and touchdowns, which is odd because they only run the ball 23% of the time. So when they're running the ball, they're really effective doing so. It'll be interesting to see how the Defenders slow down that run game. But at the end of the day, this will be all about whose quarterback is better. In the 2 meetings this season between the 2 teams, the Defenders won the first one 27-15. You add that up, that's 42. And then the Battlehawks won 13-8 this past week. You add that up, that is 21. Again, the over-under in that one is 46.5. So we're going under there. And we are going to take the Defenders plus a 2. I think we get an upset. I like the Defenders outright in this one on the road, stunning the Battlehawks of St. Louis.
Then another championship game in St. Louis without the Battlehawks.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. The Stallions are laying 1.5 versus the Panthers. The over-under in that one is 45.5. The Panthers are 0-2 versus Stallions this year, 21-12 and 26-22. Nobody in the UFL runs the ball more than the Panthers. They want to establish that run about 30% of the time. And if they can do that and play some ball control, time of possession game, they might stand a chance in this one. If it's close, I don't trust that Panthers field goal unit. The Panthers have the worst field goal percentage in the UFL. I do believe they have the second fewest points scored by their field goal unit. And on the other side, they're playing the team with the best field goal percentage in the UFL. So if it's close, I trust the Stallions field goal unit way more than I trust the Panthers. I will take the Stallions laying the 1.5. I will also take the over the 45.5 in that one. So the picks are Stallions, Panthers over 45.5, Stallions laying the 1.5, then the Defenders plus 2, Defenders, Battlehawks under 46.5.
All right, good stuff.
I am also 6-2, 6-2 the past 2 weeks.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'm coming back.
All right, there you go. UFL update for this week. Also, we got the NBA Finals getting underway tonight. It's an interesting schedule. When you look at the schedule for the NBA Finals, it starts tonight. Game 1, Oklahoma City against Indiana. And then every game almost is 3 days. I mean, you're looking at Thursday to Sunday to Wednesday. Between games 3 and 4, there's only 1 day off. But every other game, there's at least 3 days off. Or two full days off. It's 3 days between games, which is pretty interesting.
Give me a chance to rest up.
Awaits. Yeah. Unforgettable awaiting. That gets underway tonight. The NHL playoffs, they will resume tomorrow night, the Stanley Cup Final, as the Edmonton Oilers lead the Florida Panthers 1-0. Game 2 is tomorrow. Edmonton, a 125 favorite. Florida at plus 105. Panthers plus 1.5 is minus 250. Edmonton minus 1.5 is plus 185. The total in that game is 6.5. Yeah, that should be a good one. I think I'm going with the Florida Panthers in game 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Edmonton. My Oilers.
Yeah, your Oilers? Yeah, I'm probably going to take the plus 105. Take the Panthers on the money line.
I support that pick, Rob.
You support that one?
Yep.
All right. And then we got tomorrow starts the Super Regionals in the College World Series. And here are the matchups for tomorrow. You got Arizona taking on North Carolina. Miami is at Louisville. You have Florida State and Oregon State. And then Coastal Carolina against Auburn.
I'll take Coastal Carolina.
Auburn, the favorite. Coastal Carolina at plus
1.5. Give me them Chanticleers.
Yeah, Chanticleers. Oregon State, the favorite over Florida State. Louisville, the favorite over Miami. And North Carolina, Tar Heels, a huge favorite over Arizona at Arizona plus 260.
I'll take Murray State over Duke, too.
You got Murray State over Duke on Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Durham Regional.
I agree.
College World Series Super Regionals coming up starting
The
tomorrow.
Murray State coach is wearing Ja-2s. Have you seen?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. All right, that's cool. I got mine on today.
There you go.
All right, time for free picks.
Free picks.
Who's got free picks?
The Braves have broken me, and
They're a broken ATM right now, and I keep going the other way.
I can't even the best thing about baseball is when your team is like halfway good. It's fun to watch the games.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun anymore.
Poor Braves.
We're gonna make some changes. I tell you that.
Yeah. You're not going to stand for it anymore?
Nope.
No?
They call for a Liberty Media stockholders revolt and make some stuff happen.
Okay. All right, so is that your free pick?
Just bet against the Braves, yes. That's what I tell you to do.
CJ?
We got some CFLs popping off. Just because UFL is about to end doesn't mean Canadian football isn't there to catch your boy. Let's go with the Ottawa Red Blacks. Plus 135, and the Toronto Argonauts plus 180. Parlay them, a $10 better win you 58.
All right. They're playing games.
Yes, they are. Today they're playing.
Oh, wow.
At least the Red Blacks are. The Red Blacks play today at 8, and then the Argonauts take on the Alouettes tomorrow at 6:30.
All right. Roser, you got a free pick?
Yeah, I'm going to go with, by the way, shout out last week.
Another winner for the odds couple.
Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, home runs and the over. Nailed it. They both hit home runs in the first inning on Friday. Amazing for me. Aaron Judge has not homered yet in this series against the Guardians. I almost called them the Indians. The Guardians hadn't homered in 3 straight games, so...
It's time.
Do theory.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge home run. Yankees win.
Parlay.
You know how you can tell Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani aren't on the Braves?
Because they hit home runs. Also, I've got another. This is a crazy one, and the odds have got to be wild. But if the Braves are up like 6 in the 9th inning today, just go ahead and hit the Diamondbacks on the live line.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and do it.
Doesn't matter who they're playing. Take them.
Just go ahead and take them. It's a tough one for the Braves.
All right, I got a couple baseball plays. I like the Yankees minus the 1.5 tonight against the Guardians.
You really hate the Braves, don't you?
I'd rather be a fan of the Rockies right now.
Oh my gosh.
Because you at least know what to expect. There's no hope. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Taking the Cardinals over the Royals in the nightcap of that doubleheader. And Jack Leiter, 5 or more Ks tonight for the Texas Rangers against Tampa.
Jack with a K or no?
It's with a K, yeah. It's with a K. Jack Leiter, 5+ Ks tonight as well. All right, there you go. There you have it for this edition of the Odds Couple. That's going to do it for us. Just keep giving you winners. That's what we're going to keep doing here on the show. Don't forget, we'll be back with you on Monday from 2 until 3, each Monday and Thursday here on the Odds Couple. For CJ, for Roser, for Lang, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you Monday again at 2. Good luck with all your bets this week and enjoy all the action. We'll talk to you Monday here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.